folks along the road, just as they were standing. All the lads and lasses there, all with smiling faces, gathered along the Scotswood Road to see the bleeding races. We went to bleeding races.
Oh, it's back through Bartes!
1862 on a summer's afternoon, we took the bus from Bambras and she was heavy laden. Where we went along Collingwood Street, that's on the road to Bladen. Whoa, me lads, you should have seen us gunning, passing the folks along the road just as they were standing. All the lads and lasses there, all with smiling faces, gathering along the Scotswood Road to see the bleeding races.
Yes, people, back again. John Sinclair TV, back again tonight, doing a match review show between Newcastle and Leicester City at St James Park last night. Still waiting for Toon to come on, and I'm also waiting for ROLYS to come on as well. He's just going to have his tea. They'll be back soon, by the way. But by the way, and if you do like the video, like what you see, hit the like, subscribe button as well. Also, donate as well, super chat. And also, if you'd like to become a member, it's just 99p. And we're into the semi-finals of the FA, in the Carabao Cup, and it's our first semi-final for a long time, 47 years to be exact. And I'll tell you what, it's about time we got into the semi-final, because at the end of the day, we deserve it. Let's be real, we deserve it because we dominated Leicester last night. We absolutely bothered them. Yeah, we had so many chances, especially in the first half. I mean, Sean Longstaff should have scored a hat-trick yesterday. Bruno was unlucky with that shot. And not only that, there's other chances gone begging as well. Miggy as well. And, yeah, I've got my guy Roly coming in the cup, man. Roly!
Hi, John. How are you?
Yeah, man. Welcome aboard, man. Welcome aboard. And it's just great to have you on, man. Before we go on to use mates, go through the comments as well. We've got Leslie. Seems like I just apologize, John. Can't make it tonight. Emergency just happened at home. We'll catch you later and have a great show. Thanks for letting us know, Leslie. I really appreciate that. She's one of my mods and she cannot make it tonight. And I hope whatever happens with the household, she is okay. They got the chest, by the way. Yeah, do follow rules. There are rules in the chat as well. Big up to chest again. Let us know where you can make it when you can. Absolutely no pressure. I hope everything's sorted out, and that's all as well. And we've got Revival. John, after watching Ashton's interview again, it does seem we might get someone in, but that's all if you can get the right player, and that's it. I really think the summer is where the team evolve. Yeah, I mean, we do need 2 or 3 players, in my opinion. We need to, because we're third in a minute. And we're already there. We have to push on as well. If we can push on, we're in third, that's where the person's going to come. And big up to the Team Rocker. I did admit I will have to have a look at that, my guy. I don't well, we'll watch it. Big up to the Knights.
I agree with you there, John, about needing a couple of players in, but it's got to be the right players. So
yeah,
if the right players aren't available at the right price, we won't get anyone in. Not for the first team squad. We might get some youngsters in, but it's got to be the right players at the right price.
I have to agree with you. I have to agree with you, man, 100% Roly, because we're not going to be wasting money like Chelsea are doing, getting João Felix on a £9 million loan deal on £5 million wages for 4 months' work. I had to laugh at that, man, at the end of the day. I think lots of fans must be peed off about that because they thought he was in the bag. And I'm afraid to say Chelsea does this all the time. Big up to Julie J, by the way. And if you like fans coming to the show one day, Julie J, just give us a shout, let us know, please. That'd be fantastic. Thank you very much indeed.
Chelsea are becoming the Liverpool of the transfer market, when Liverpool are spending sort of 70, 80 million pounds on players that at the time weren't worth it. Right, you can argue the toss that Van Dijk actually ended up being worth the money, but a lot of the players, it's like Southampton are saying, right, Liverpool coming in, let's put an extra nought on the price. And I think people are doing that with Chelsea because they're so desperate. They'll know they'll pay anything.
Absolutely. Always so weird. Always. I think Chelsea are desperate. Like I said yesterday, I hope they could fail to failure, because at the end of the day, that football club's a disgrace. It really is. Especially when got
if they don't qualify for the Champions League or
Europe.
Europe.
Yeah. Europe. Yeah. if they don't qualify, I'll be laughing my head off. There you go. Through the comments, we'll talk about yesterday's game. Dan's Burns dance. Let's discuss this piece of legendary moment. We will do later on, Martin. Keep your eyes peeled for that, my guy. 2 false finals last week. Final any kind. Yes, you're right. We haven't been to the final for 47 years. That's the Cardiff. Talk about the Carabao Cup, but yes, you are right. It's been a while. So much to talk about. Indeed, we've got to cram it all in. Big up to Chelsea again. Hope you're okay. And John, invite Julie J onto the stream. She has a lot to talk about. You know what it is, Julie? If you want to come on, pet, right? I don't know if you're on social media, on Facebook, just give us a follow on Twitter. And if you're on Facebook, right, just check out John Sinclair TV and just add us on, and I will follow you back as well. And thank you very much indeed. And will do, John, Julie. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Could be on these signing as well. 11 day is not made. And yeah, it's not looking good, mate. It's still time. It is still time. Stop panicking.
Yeah.
Yes,
got
mate.
2 weeks. We've got over 2 weeks to get players in.
That's the thing.
We got Bruno was confirmed. Was it the day before deadline day?
Yeah. What deadline day?
Got a deadline day. Because last January we got trips in early. Then we waited a couple of weeks, and then we got Chris Wood, and then we got Bruno about a day before deadline day, and then Burn and Target on deadline day. So no panic.
Yeah, absolutely. It's no stress. Like, it's still time. It's still time. Tony's just came in. He popped out again, so he'll be back. So I'll send the link anyway. I think he's going to pop out anyways, pick up his partner. So if he does, then he'll come back as soon as he can. Yes, mate. Multitasking.
Big up for Judy for letting me come on in her kitchen again.
Brilliant, brilliant. That's it. And watching my face stream. That's thank you, man. Thank you. Honestly, Ashworth buys the players. I believe him. We don't have the money to sign at the minute because of FFP. But I can see if there's availability becomes up because summer is big for us. I see 4 and kids. The thing is, right, we only done about I think done about 220 mil, but you can spend up to $500 million before you get found out on the FFP. So there's still plenty of room for that. And Dan Burnby, King and Bruno, and the referee Slayer. Martin's talking about Dan.
The thing with the FFP is that we want to keep a powder dry, because we could spend 500 million, but then it means that we have trouble in future windows. So if we can keep the spending sensible, next season when we're in Europe, hopefully the Champions League, we'll have a lot more FFP space because we're bringing in a lot more money. And then when we bring the new sponsors in, if we're in Champions League, we can actually get more money for the sponsorship. So I say, you've got to trust the process. As Dan said yesterday, is that they look 2-3 windows ahead. So what they want to do this January, they would have been looking at last January. So they know what they want to do. And it's a case of whether the deals are there. It's maybe they thought, well, we'll get these 2 windows out of the way. We'll get the injection to keep us up in last January. We made the purchases we wanted to do this January. We're doing better than we thought. So they might say, well, we're going to wait for the right deal. If it doesn't come along, so be it. We'll get through to the summer, and then we'll buy, because anything we buy now means that we won't be buying them in the summer. So it may be that they decide to move one of the summer targets forward and buy them then, but it means there'll be less business done in the summer, which is a sensible way of doing it. You don't want to be Chelsea and just throw money at everything.
Exactly.
Sensible, sustained growth.
Yeah.
Sensible signings.
You got it, Rolly. You got it absolutely right. Yeah. I mean, look, at the end of the day, it has to be for the right money. Before you talk about last week's game, go for the comments. Got Martin Contreras talking with Coco of Dortmund signing in the summer, a player that has big potential, Martin Reed. But there's going to be about 10 elite teams. It's going to be after this guy before us. And I tell you what, whoever gets this guy is absolutely fantastic. he's going to have a fantastic career. But I got a feeling he's going to stay at Dortmund, in my opinion. They're going to find a solution between him and the club. Big up to Ian, by the way, but we should that's the game. I wish I was, mate. I can't lie. I wish I was there, but couldn't make it because I had to work the next day. But it is what it is. We're going to try and come for the semis, though. I get what he's saying. If Director of Football makes it clear on TV, that means that's what happened because he says the Prem can bring back to us if we overspend. I think the FFP is designed for clubs like us because at the end of the day, right, I mean, they don't want to spend them millions to upset the big six. At the minute,
FFP was brought in to stop there being another Man City. That's where it came in. They didn't want another Man City. And then when we got taken over by PIF, they thought, maybe the FFP is not strong enough to stop Newcastle becoming Man City, so we'll try and tighten them up.
Yeah.
The thing they hadn't banked on is us doing so well. So any sponsorship deals we do in the summer will be a lot bigger, and we can justify them being a lot bigger than they would otherwise.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Hopefully, if we can finish third. I'm not saying we will. It's a possibility. We go straight into the group stages, so you've got this money's guaranteed. You don't have to qualify, and that's a big financial boost. You get more TV revenue because all your games are on TV, and because it's Europe, you get more money from your sponsorship. Everything just multiplies. I mean, that's one of the reasons I hope Chelsea don't qualify for Europe, because they lose a lot of revenue that way.
Yeah, absolutely. Colonel said, brilliant performance, lads, neat. Still buzzing, East and Blythe. Toon Rocket said, glad that idiot Steve is retiring, should have after leaving Newcastle. Gav Malcolm, 100% agree, big up Gav. And that Ashwood said, big spender won't help us in the long run. He said he's signing youth, it's going to take us far and give Eddie options in the future, which I believe. But at the same point, you need XP. It's fair enough. FFP designed to stop clubs going bankrupt. We've got a massive semi on that. So we have a dig. Sorry, Lily.
Yeah, so it is designed to stop clubs going bankrupt, but it's also designed to stop another Man City happening, because the restrictions are your income. You can only spend what you bring in. But if your owners are really rich, like ours are, and like Chelsea were when Abramovich took over, and Man City were when Sheikh Mansour took over, you've got the money to spend because your owners can bankroll it. The part of FFP was to stop clubs going bankrupt. I can understand that. But the other way it was put in is to stop benefactors being able to pump unlimited money in to upset the apple cart, so to speak. They didn't want another Man City. And that's why, as soon as our takeover got green lighted, the first thing they did was they got the Premier League together and voted in stiffer FFP rules.
Yeah, absolutely. Before we go on to last week's game, Tony's here. I think he's trying to sort of stuff. Daz, we need a Tielemans with a long-staff play. Hey, John, congratulations. Thank you, Reno. Appreciate that, mate. Thank you. I've heard a rumor appear from buying WWE. I don't know about that, mate, but
I've heard that rumor.
I don't know if that's going to happen or not. Big up to Chess again. And it's called financial FFP. It's FFP to other clubs in the league. It's why it was set up. And big up to Jackie B, by the way. A couple of smart stands saying, sure, we can fight off you. I'm not a United fan. I'm not. Wow. But I hope we do play them. I'm just disappointed. Oh, bless Lenny. Bless you. But you was out fault yesterday, mate. I do apologise. And FP was brought to cause at Chelsea. Tony, are you in the room, mate?
Hiya, John. You all right? Yeah, I'm driving, but I'm not on camera, so that's why my camera's off at the moment. But yeah.
That's
How are you? How are you, Rolly?
I'm good, thanks.
Oh, I do drive safely.
Good.
I am.
Good.
I'm buzzing after last night.
The good lady up from work. Yeah, I'm going to pick the good lady up from work.
Wow. It's good of you.
Fair enough. Right, let's go on to the game like yesterday's. Tony, I'll start with you, mate. Give us a breakdown on the last night's game, mate.
John, it was fantastic. I mean, you know, we just came off my show last night just in time for kick-off. And if I'm all, in all honesty, John, we could have been 3 or 4-0 up at half-time, if I'm honest, because we took that game to Leicester and they were on the back foot. Yes, they came at us in the first half. They did get into the game a little bit, but didn't really offer a lot of threatening. Second half, it really opened up. And I mean, I did see people's stuff on social media, which I just mentioned on my show previously before I leave home at 6:30. Yeah, I mean, some people were like, "Oh, if we don't score tonight, it's going to go to penalties, and I can't bear this." And I thought to myself, "Yeah, but surely we're going to put a chance away." And what happened? Well, it got the ball. Joe Linton passed it, Joe Linton, then threw it to Dan Burn. And what a great goal from Dan Burn, by the way. That showed Chris Wood how you score a goal. And then, you know, Joe Linton.
How long it takes for Chris Wood to come into the equation.
And then Joe Linton, I mean, that ball from Almiron, what a great ball that was. And Joe Linton, you know, Joe Linton hasn't got the pressure of being the striker. And that's why Joe Linton's scoring more now, because he's playing in a midfield role. He's a lot happier. And he knows he hasn't got the burden of having to be that up-front striker on his own. And that was the problem under Cabbage Head.
Yeah,
Exactly,
I agree with you there.
Brilliant, brilliant. Thank you, Tony. Rolly, give us your breakdown on last week's game.
Oh, I mean, as Tony says, we were at him from the first minute. I disagree with him saying that we could have been 3 or 4 up by half time. I think we could have been 4 or 5 up by half time. A couple of bad misses. I mean, I think the first chance, Sean Longstaff could have done better. He had one really well saved by the keeper. But the thing about the miss is getting him in the positions where he's got a chance, which is a good thing. He's not a striker. He's not even an attacking midfielder. So you've got to give him a bit of slack on missing chances, even though he probably should have scored. But that's not his main role in the team, so you can give him a bit of slack on. I thought we controlled the game pretty much from start to finish. Dan Burns' goal was almost as good as his dancing afterwards. And the ball from Miggy was sublime. So 2 seasons ago, Joe Linton doesn't score that goal. I thought defensively, pretty much throughout, we're solid. Although Vardy had 2 chances that in years gone by he probably would have buried. But we probably deserved the win. Through to the semi-finals, the first semi-final since was it 2000? First Carabao Cup semi-final for God knows how long, and we got a chance of getting to the final. Last time we were at the final was, I think it's the season before I started supporting. My general thought on the draw is I want to be away for the first leg. I don't really mind who we get, but I would probably prefer not to get Man City, because Man City over 2 legs it's tough. But anyone else I'd be quite happy with. I think we could, over 2 legs. I think we can beat Man United or Wolves or Forest. So I prefer not to have Man City, but if we get Man City, we've got to do them.
Yeah.
But yeah, thoroughly enjoyed the game. Thought it was I mean, it's hard to pick a man of the match because so many players stood out. I thought Bruno was exceptional. I thought Willett was driving deep. Miggy was a little bit quiet for a Miggy performance, but is still at it. I thought Longstaff had a good game covering the ground, breaking things up and leading the press as he always does. Could have done better with the first strike. Second one was a good save. Joe Linton was Joe Linton. Obviously, Dan Burns' goal it's one of those ones you see him charging into the box, you're thinking, oh, he's going to pass it. He did, but he passed it into the box, into the back of the net. It's tremendously composed for a centre back playing left back. But we deserved the result. and it was a good reaction after what happened on Saturday, even though most of the players involved weren't playing on Saturday. And the good thing about it is that obviously the semi-finals are played in consecutive weeks, and the weeks they're being playing, the Saturday in between is an FA Cup game. We're not in the FA Cup now, so we get the 4 weeks rest between each game. So silver liners for Saturday.
Yeah, cool. Brilliant stuff. Thanks for your assessment there. We go through some more comments as well before I have my comment as well. I mean, no, Jackie B is on about Man United. I've got one here as well. We prefer as lies, and yeah, not going to talk about wrestling, but what end will you be in, John, if you do get United? Well, it'd be at the home end bit. And Mikey, can you keep your type to minimum, please? Don't do capitals, like, you know what I mean? I respect your comments, love you, but please
Before
do
go
not.
on the comments, John, can I just ask you something? Why does everyone think you're a Man U fan?
I'm not a Red Bull. It is right. I get Macy on my channel, right, on the Tuesdays, right? She's a Man United fan. Do the Premier League prediction show. We did a John and Macy show. We talk about our team, her team, sort of thing as well. And they think I'm more of a red than Newcastle. So I'm not a red. I never have been a red. Also, I do get this. I do a follow Friday, and I've got mates lastly who are from United fans who I've known for years, and I've always followed them, and they looked after us, which is great. So they know I'm a black and white, that sort of thing. But look, at the end of the day, I'm not a red. I'm not a United fan. But if you do play them, sorry, Macy, if you listen, we have to smash you. I'm sorry. But there you go. Put that to bed. Mikey, I can't read it out because on caps, mate, but I understand what you mean. We're on the John's event. No, I'm not a red. I'm not a red. And I'm sorry to take alongside with Tielemans after last night. Look, Tony loves Tielemans, I'm sure. Right? But at the end of the day, if Eddie Howe does come to Newcastle, I'm sure Eddie Howe will make damn sure that he does not go missing. But, you know,
he did go missing Tielemans. But there again, I think that's because of the midfield he's playing against.
Exactly. Bruno, Joe Linton, Joe Willock as well, Sean Longstaff. We're going to touch on the Sean Longstaff is a minute. John say he's not a United fan. No, I'm not a United fan. Even Spain have FFP now to stop Barcelona and Madrid spending big, but yet they still do. In the only league they don't do FFP as fans, aka Qatar, which are cute, not okay, who won 20% of Spurs for $1 billion. Okay. I'm just tired of Rodgers. In my opinion, Rodgers needs to be sacked. I don't think they're sacking personally. I kind of see it. So he won United. By the way, if you don't win against Forest, I'm done. I'm Leicester fan. Rennie, don't say that. You're a Leicester fan. Come on, Southampton. I hope that's the case. Can't see it happening, though. Miggy, my man of the match, if he doesn't get the Ballon d'Or, I will riot. Well, don't write on my channel. I love you. And he's always on the channel with his B and even on Macy's as well. Great guy. I never get like John. Joe Linton was a right winger at Hoffenheim. So whoever got him as a striker, A.K. Nixon, should have been sacked. Well, Eddie Howe has turned his career. So, look, end of the day, he's been classed. Go on.
We don't know that Nixon got him as a striker. We know that Nixon got him in. But maybe it's Bruce decided he was a striker because he got Bruce. So it could have been just Steve Bruce saying, it's a big leg, he's quick, decent feet. Was playing as a striker.
Exactly. But Joe Linton has been fantastic. He's my man of the match last night with a country mile because that guy has been fantastic. And why is he not in the Brazilian national team? I just do not get it. He should be above Paquetá. He should be above Fred. I'm sorry, and play him alongside Casemiro. And I tell you what, Tucker Casemiro, that guy is holding Man United, by the way. Without him, they'd just be a normal team. I never get that, John. Yeah, I read that. Dan Burns scored his weak effort last night. Brilliant finish. It was a quality finish, by the way. Big up to Chris, by the way. Deserved to win for you last night. Played us off the park at times. Yeah, they did, mate. And you know what? At the end of the day, we deserve to win it. Is Rodgers waiting the sack? Well, they have to pay him 28 million, if you remember, Services, right? Chesney's chatting. Big up to Coffee. Question: if Longstaff isn't then going forward and attack, what's the efforts always there when we get a chance? I'm going to talk about Sean Longstaff, by the way. How do you think he did last night?
I thought he did really well. The thing about him, you're saying, oh, he's not supposed to be going forward. No one said he's not supposed to be going forward, but we say that his role is more defensive. Now, if he just stays back, he doesn't get those chances. And I'd rather him have the chances than not, because, I mean, he has scored this season. It's not his primary role. The goal he scored against Fulham is because he was backing up. If the ball goes loose in the box from an attack, you want one of our guys to be there. So, yeah, they fell for Sean. The first chance fell for Sean really early. It just hit it badly. Went into the ground. If it hadn't gone into the ground, he probably scores. The second chance he had was actually a good save by the keeper, because the keeper would have seen it, because it went through bodies. So I don't mind him going forward as long as he gets back to cover, which he does. I can't hear you, John.
Sorry, mate. Sorry, got mute. Apologise. I was going to say, yeah, you should have scored a hat-trick in that game. But, I mean, Danny Ward made a couple of good saves. The first one he had in the first minute, that should have been in, by the way, but he scuffed it.
Yeah, it should have been in. Should have been. You've got to give him a bit of slack, because he's not a striker.
Yeah. He's not. And not only that as well, in my opinion, when it comes to the player ratings, I'll come to that later on, by the way. And I'm sure Tony will give Botman a 10, no doubt. The question alongside, I read that. Big up to Jack as well. Hello, mate. Fully deserved win for you last week. Thank you, mate. I really appreciate it. Thank you for having me on your channel last week as well. Great guy, Jack. Love the guy. I'm definitely going to go up to Leicester again next season. Let's be real, son gets a ticket. He's going to Longstaff was brilliant last week, despite making this an easy chance. I did thought he gave the ball away a couple of times as well. I know Peter's not going to notice that, but I've seen it. But I prefer Manchester clubs to get each other. Yeah, that'd be nice. Because who doesn't love a Manchester derby in the semis? That'd be brilliant. I hope they smash each other out, by the way. I think so. And Top is waiting for Rodgers for his contract in the end of the season. I think if they're going to sack him, it'll be the end of the season. Smash that likes, folks. Bush, thank you very much indeed. Big up to you, mate. I hope you're okay. And we put on John. You know what, Chris? We're doing another 20 minutes or so, mate. Half an hour sort of thing, but if you want to, you can have a quick say. But I mean, we're way in the middle. If you told us earlier on, mate, I would have done it for you, mate. So see what time we got left. We'll try our best. John, is Miggy regressing? Because since he came back, he looks a bit close to the final third. Mate, scored 9 goals this season. He's been absolutely fantastic here. So at the end of the day, he's having a wonderful season. Yeah, listen, you gotta have a drought as well, but you pick himself up. So back the lad, back the guy. Yeah, he's been fantastic.
I've noticed in the last few games, Miggy's been making those runs where Bruno is playing him in and he's scoring the goals, and the ball's not coming. You see, he's getting a bit frustrated. He's making the run. He's free, and Bruno's not picked him up. I mean, just going back to Sean Longstaff a bit, and then missing that that goal in the first minute. Supermax said the other on WSC Matters a while back that a young striker asked him what he needed to do to be better, and he says, "Don't be afraid to miss." He knew a few things about scoring goals, did old Supermac, and at least Sean Longstaff is actually having a pop. He's frustrated if he misses, but say if you're not afraid to miss, you're going to have that shot when you got the chance. So
yeah,
I don't get. I'm obviously disappointed he didn't score, but I don't get too down on the guy.
Fair enough. I mean, Miggy's been fantastic. Really, your spot on mentioned Longstaff's overall game. Yeah, he missed a sitter, but he worked his socks off trying to make it up for it. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But, excuse me. Well, as far as 36-30, but we scored his party last
didn't score yesterday.
What a miss that was, man. That was a miss sitter. Big up to Alex, by the way. Do check him out on the Toon review as well. He's always on there with Billy and Danielle as well. I hope you're okay. Share the love. No, I'm not a red. Not a red. Let's have a court case on Paul Shaw again. And I'll tell you what, I would defend myself, okay? You tell him that. No, that he will against Foxes. I hope that's a rennie. Because he always have Daisy Macy on a sure. So the fans are wind him up about this. And big up to Alex again. There's a red fruit and fruit. No, I'm not. And you want to go to the court case? Then I'll get me best lawyers in the world, and I'll get Macy as me lawyer. She'll stick up first anyway. It's West Ham Sunday the FA Cup.
Yeah, they are actually.
Apparently, I think they are.
Yeah, they beat Brentford 1-0.
Yes, they did away.
Yeah,
And
so my mate was
Thomas
got a mate that's a West Ham fan, and he was absolutely stunned that they won.
Yeah. Wow. My guy Alex is in the cup, by the way. Yeah, they're still in. I think and I like Coach chatting to Roly. Let's have a look what he's been saying. He said he's a United fan. As own fan, no, I'm not. Big up to Stu, my guy, and even Stu defends us, by the way. John's first team is Man U. We all know John. Yeah, it's not. I'm not. I tell you, Macy said, I'm sure she'll stick up for us all the time. Macy, if you're watching, stick up for us, please. Yeah, West Ham's in the cup. That's from Julie. Yeah, clips of it everywhere, those lots. John, I'm not a United fan. I think we found the problem yet. We're going to go to player ratings in a minute, by the way. Hello, lads. My index keeps down. Back on now. But it's not, though you're not a red John, you're a red devil. That's some weird. But I'm a gentleman. And I was saying to Statter and everyone saying hi to my guy Stu. Man U's doing well, but Newcastle needs to be careful. I tell you what, if we do play Man United really in the draw, I tell you something now, right? That's going to be a tough game because I think Casemiro are making a difference.
It'll be a tough game, but over 2 legs, I think we can beat them. And that means, like, when we went to Old Trafford, they saw how tough it was to play against us. Right, we got a bit lucky that Rashford missed that sitter at the end, but we went toe-to-toe with them at Old Trafford. You could argue that we were the better team.
Yeah, absolutely. I think St James Park's going to be fantastic. I feel beat by United, all ends up. You know what I mean? But I don't think we lose at Old Trafford. We're not losing at Old Trafford. We're not losing at Old Trafford, by the way, because I tell you something, we're a different team to them.
Draw at Old Trafford, beat them at St James's.
Yeah, I think we could do them at Old Trafford as well. I really do. All right, to Miggy, better than Messi. True. Alex, what's your thoughts on Yurtz's stats? If you got him back under Hull since he's being offloaded by Leicester in January, for me personally, I think he'll probably be offloaded soon rather than later, to be fair. Jordan definitely better than Fred, Elfesh, and Anthony. Absolutely, Julie. Bruce didn't sign Jordan. Nixon did. He was signed before Bruce joined us. I have to agree with that, by the way.
And it's the same season.
Yeah.
It's the same season. Rafa didn't want him. It's the same season that Bruce joined.
Exactly. And you know what it is, right? I mean, Rafa, you need to say he was overpriced, but Mike actually still went ahead and do it. But at the end of the day, if we look back now,
after Rafa left, Rafa wouldn't sanction the signing.
Exactly.
So when Bruce came in, that's when he was signed.
Exactly. But you know what it is, right? At the end of the day, he started to play like a £40 million player. It'd be a lot of money. Liverpool want him, by the way, but they're not going to get him. There's no way. Yeah. No chance. And Perez has grown to Real Betis for 30 million. I tell you what, if I was a Leicester fan, I'd snap their flipping hands off, get your money back. And big up Ivy having these chances. So if you're not going to attack him, there's no point. Aston does. I got Alex as well. He has 6 attempts at free game and missed all of them. And Wilson's just behind him. There's your answer. Dan Burn isn't a striker. I never said he's a striker. Someone else did. Outside the FA Cup, we have a weekend off between the Carabao Cup semi-final games. Blessing disguise. That's a fair comment, lad. Fair comment. I hope Newcastle can win, but just be careful for Man United. And Judy said we're not scared of United. And we got Clinton. Big up Clinton, by the way. I hope you can. Clinton, hit that subscribe button, mate, if you can. That'd be fantastic. Thank you. Good evening to you, my guy. I'm a South African fan. I like insurers, but I don't like it when some fans slate our players. I believe Longstaff is the first player on that team sheet, and there is a reason why. That's a fair comment. Look,
I wouldn't say it's the first one, but but the team at the moment, because of the squad depth, there are only really a few question marks on who starts. It's whether you're going to play ASM up front on the left, and then who do you drop in midfield? And now Isak's fit is what you do with him, but at the moment they'll be coming off the bench, so the team pretty much picks itself, which in a way is a good thing, but also it's a bad thing because we want more competition, so it doesn't pick itself to keep the players on the toes. But I mean, these guys are so professional and so together that the fact that it does sort of pick itself isn't making any of them rest on their laurels, and I don't think Eddie would allow that anyway.
You know what? I'm going to say it live. I'm getting to come around like Sean Longstaff now. I think, he's just getting better and better. Do you know what I mean? I know I'll place a player when he deserved. I think Sean Longstaff had a good game last week, and I think he did all right. I know he missed a few chances. You know what? I think he's there for a reason, and Eddie likes him, and he's getting back to his very best. So at the end of the day, like Clinton said, it's not right when fans slate our players, yeah. But look, at the end of the day, right? I mean, could he save Eddie 50, 60 million quid in the summer? We'll see. We'll see. But Clinton, thanks for your comment, my guy, and please hit the subscribe if you can. That'd be brilliant. We're still in the FA Cup, though. That's already. Why are you not out of the FA Cup? Because we got beat by Sheffield Wednesday and we've not been good enough. Adam's doing the draw, the cup, but I'm sure it'll be 10:30. I need Arsha doing it live as well, so keep your eyes peeled for that. Yeah, get your Macy. That's a biased Man U fan. Macy is very respectful, and I love her a bit. She is a fantastic podcaster as well. Check out Devils United, by the way. And RJ Magpie 68. Big up to you, mate. Ari, great. I want to beat Man United in semi-finals. Was at Cardiff for the FA Cup series. I was there as well. So want some revenge for that? Yes, I can hold a grudge. Absolutely. I tell you what, we beat them. That would make me damn sorry, Mace. I've got respect for you.
I would love it if we beat them. Love it.
Exactly. Exactly, man. Exactly. We still got to play West Ham in the Premier League. Not once, but twice.
But twice. Yeah.
Like Kalan Ritchie says, once, twice, 3 times a lady. There you go. Jason Keegan's team last week to defenders bursting forward and scoring. That's what I love. This is the Newcastle's football, by the way.
Yeah,
Leslie, by the way. Crisis diverted. Leslie, I hope your problem sorted out, babe. Thank you very much indeed, man. And I hope they're okay. Foxy, John's a devil, a red devil. I'm not commenting on that one. Glad to solve you, Les, and I hope she's okay. We're taking 9 points from the top six teams. Exactly. John, here we go, Foxy. He's coursing, ain't he? If Man U play Newcastle in the semi-final, we wear half Man U, half Newcastle on black and white. Can you see on that board there? Does it say Old Trafford on the back of my screen? No, it does not.
You're going to have to be wearing your Toon top every time you come on from now on, John.
I thought you were a lot watching on for that game, by the way. That'd be mint. That'd be peak. I think United have new orders, so I'm not sure. I mean, listen, at the end of the day, there's no news of that. Mr. Stark, John, what did you both think of that performance last week? You know what, Alan? I thought we played fantastic yesterday.
Yeah,
I thought we had lots of chances. Yeah, lots of chances. I thought Bruno outstanding. I thought Miggy played well. I thought a back four game. I mean, switched off once when Vardy got through, but at the end of the day, listen, I think Trippier
the
again.
only thing that I would say about last night's game is that Wilson hardly got a sniff.
He didn't. I thought at times he looked a little bit way off the pace. I'm not going to lie. But at the end of the day, he's a trier. And I love Callum Wilson for what he does. He's a trier. That
all the good chances fell to anyone but Wilson.
And I'll tell you what, as well.
Like
yeah. I think it's great to take Wilson off the firing line, right? So others can score goals. I mean, Bruno can score goals. Joe can score goals. Willer can score goals. Miggy can score goals, right? At the end of the day, it helps Callum out. It doesn't matter if you score 5 goals and your main strike doesn't score, it doesn't really matter because you're part of that team, part of the team. So
maybe it's that he's taking defenders away from other people because they think, oh, we've got to watch Callum. So they're watching him tightly, which gives other people space.
Yeah.
And they'll probably think, oh, Sean Longstaff will miss it, so we won't bother marking him. And sooner or later, he's actually going to put one in the back of the net.
Exactly. And going to Leslie, big up Leslie, by the way, their grandson copied his sister making a free salad in the Leicester. Oh, bless. I'm so sorry to hear that, Leslie. I hope he's okay now. I hope they're fine, and make sure it's not too painful. Well, it goes to you, man. Be careful. Dan Burns' Fortnite dance has become viral again. All the Sky, BC reporters and some pundits are doing it on TV. Big up. That dance is mint, by the way.
I saw Keith Downey tried to do it on Sky Sports News this afternoon.
He did, didn't he? He did, man. Exactly. We go for the comments here. We go for the player wins. Well, unlucky if I didn't score opening goals. The Toon, exactly. And everyone, it's 10:15 for the draw. 10:15. I'll be on live at 10 o'clock. And let's just chat in the chairs. I'm not seeing Tony the Red. And I hope he's okay. I hope he is, man. Because we do miss him. There's always been that maybe he might be fed up with podcasting. I don't know, but I hope he comes back. The fans wants the cup finals to go back to Cardiff as it's a better venue than Wembley because of transport and where the stadium is in the city. That's a flipping good point. Live over the bridge, you know. From Bristol to Cardiff, it's not that far away. So if that's the case, I take it. I blimmin' take it.
It's never going to happen.
It's never going to happen. The trouble is, so right, it's always got to be at Wembley, and I don't understand why.
That's the national stadium. It's always been Wembley. It's the Football Association's ground. I mean, the only reason we went to Cardiff is because they're rebuilding Wembley. So,
exactly.
I mean, and the song wouldn't sound right if you say, I won't be home for tea. We're going to the Principality Stadium in Cardiff. Tell me, Mum, that didn't sound right.
Exactly. So Man City's got putting the team out. Any Man City fans are watching. Artega, Ugo, Moreno, Cancelo, Walker, Laporte, Gomez, Phillips, Gundogan, Foden, Palmer, Alvarez, and Grealish. And the subs speak themselves: Edison, Ake, Haaland, Rodrigo, De Bruyne, Bernardo, Akanji, Mahrez, and Lewis. I tell you what, that Haaland, what can I say? I like Mahrez, by the way. That guy is peak.
I think what that team tells me is that City think they can beat Southampton with the team they put out, but they've got the good big guns on the bench in case it goes a little bit tits up.
Exactly. But I still think City, that team, will still be Saints being shot.
Oh, yes, so do I.
No doubt about it. But if they play that team against us, we win that game.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. And go for a couple more, go for the play ratings. Longstaff looks socks off all over the pitch. What people notice more is Mrs. Good player. That's why Eddie keeps playing him. Exactly, Win. Exactly. Let's go on to revival. Every expert thinks we did see the M wingers are a priority as a core of why play hoarders back from goals. That's what we expected to get. Alan, good creating all these chances. Someone's going to get a bat with it. Exactly. Lovely Man City lined up. Gives my bet half a chance. Southampton will draw first half double. Good luck, Foxy. John's background, one switches to the red. He gets out. I'm not saying any more than that. We move on. Lons does get the credit he deserves. Work socks off and Baston improved. Needs more composure in front of goal. That's the only problem I've got with him. He needs to be composure. Other than that, he's done all right. He's done okay.
Spot on.
He's done all right. I can't lie. It's frustrating for Longstaff. Sometimes he's not good enough for where we want to go. I mean,
I'm not so sure about that. I think that, of the players we're playing in the midfield, there's, apart from Bruno, he plays as well as anybody. He's got a different role from the other guys. That's the thing. He's not expected to be pushing forward and getting the goals. The fact that he's getting into goal-scoring positions is a plus. as that I forget who it was said, that it just needs more composure in front of the goal. But I think he is good enough. Ideally, we would need a better CDM, not because Longstaff's bad, but we want to increase the ability of the squad. I've heard people said, "Oh, Longstaff isn't good enough to get us into Champions League." Well, yes, he is, because we're third, and he's played the majority of the games in midfield. Whether he can get us a championship, that's a different matter.
Exactly.
But he's still quite a young lad, and he still hasn't reached his peak. Was he 24, 25 this year?
24, 25 this year, I think.
He's got a couple of years before he should be at his peak. Exactly. With Eddie managing him and the coaching staff we've got, he's still got a long way to go to get better.
Yeah, absolutely right. He's in the team for a reason, and we got to back this guy. Do you know what I mean? We got to back the team Eddie picks. We got to back them for 90 minutes. Yeah, what we do after 90 minutes, then you can have an opinion. You can have your say, but you could do it if we get beat heavily. But there you go. Couple more comments go for the player ratings. Anyone noticed after school and Dan Burn had a laugh for share? Copy the celebration, twirling his finger. I didn't see that bit there, by the way. I saw the dance. I didn't see that bit in the end, though. I had to listen to a West Ham fan on the bus this morning whining about how bad Leicester were because Leicester beat West Ham 2-0 anyway before the World Cup. Longstaff is an obvious position where we need to upgrade on, but he's still a solid squad player for us. He put in some great performances. Just unfortunately, a lot of our chances fell to him. That is the thing. I mean,
that's a fair point. Fair point. I mean, he's a valuable player for the squad, and he's never really let us down when he's played. He's been quite good in some. That ball he played for Isak at Liverpool was sublime. Isak's the goal that actually stood. But he's improving.
That's the thing. He's only young. He'll just get better. I hope he does. I'm rooting for this guy. Cheaper in over the bridge, in it. I used to live in Chepstow, where you train, brother. Where I train. I don't get a train to. If I did go to Cardiff, I'd get a train from Bristol to Cardiff. But I know exactly what you mean, Mikey. Have you seen Ref Fuller? Yeah, I've seen that. That was hellish, wasn't it, man? That's one expensive not gap. Wow. Chris Wood getting the goal scoring positions, but the less you say about this guy, the better. But he can't score exactly. Also, Madrid supposed to be wanting Kane, wouldn't pay 88 million. If I was a Tottenham fan, I'd stop my hand off. Yeah, the guy's 29. And he also wins trophies. He needs to move on now because he ain't getting it at Tottenham. And believe it or not, his job is to go forward. We have 3 positions in mid, box-to-box CDM and advanced playmaker. Bruno CDM, box-to-box, Julian, advanced playmaker. Willock Longstaff is covering for Joe. Kane should go to Madrid, win trophies, and more importantly, to keep Shearer as lead Premier scores. Exactly. Good luck. If he goes, good luck. A box-to-box's transition player means they do have to go forward and start attacking most sides. And agree with, thank you, Leslie. Criticism is warranted or no, exactly. Jules, Beeps. Love Jules, by the way. Hi to episode. Hi to Jules. I was thinking of shite and went off, but I'm safe and well. Big up to you, Tony, man. Come on over, you can. Late as lads, thank you. You take care, mate. Watch what you're doing. And ASM played well yesterday, and he even put in a good cross on the right wing. One of the crosses went so far wide and into the corner flag.
The thing with ASM now is that he's become more of a team player, because rather than trying to beat the world 7 times, he's now getting his head up and looking to see if someone's in a better position. And he's playing more people in than he did last season. I think part of that is the coaching, and he's trying to make his game more compatible with the way we play, because everything isn't going through him like it has been for the last few seasons. He's not the only good player, the outstanding player we've got. So he's adapting his game. And I think the other thing is that he's not played a lot this season because of injury and illness. So I think it's been, people are being harsh when they criticise him.
Exactly. But he's coming on to his best now, and if he keeps carrying it on, it'll be absolutely fantastic. He really will.
He's still quite young himself.
He is. He is young. He's a young player, and I just hope I've got room
But
for
there
this.
again, anyone that's playing is young compared to me.
Yeah. Tell us about it, man. Tell us about it. What gym? I'll go to Everlast Gym, mate. That's based in Filton, by the way. Right, so let's go to the play ratings, mate. And we're going to go through the players, including the manager and the fans and the referee. And you can join us as well, fans. I mean, we're going to be honest on our ratings as well. If you don't agree with them, we're just going to cry. Well, you can cry, but we're going to be real. We're going to be real with people as well. And I'm going to start with you, Nick Pope. For me, I mean, he's hot off his line on neat, but he barely had a save, man. And when he gets called on, he just has that.
I mean, that's seems to be the thing for Nick Pope at the moment. I think he's done a PhD. He's read War and Peace during games because he's had so little to do. But when he's called on, he's brilliant. There's times when you see a ball played through and you think, oh, God, the defender's beat, but Nick Pope's already there to clear the danger. Because he didn't have a lot to do, I can't really give him more than a 7 because he didn't have anything to do. But what he did well. It's hard to give keepers really high scores when they've not really had a save to make. Sort of been collecting balls, and that's a testament to the guys in front of him, all 10 of them.
Fair enough. So 7 out of 10 to Nick Pope. Let's go on to the right back, Kieran Trippier. He had to clear off the line from a Daka's cross, which he cleared off. He needed to because I think it might be Barnes coming in, and he's done well there.
Oh yeah, that one where he backpeeled it.
He did, but at the same time, right? Creative best is not the best, but he went down with muscle injury, but he soldiered on. But at the end of the day, again, he is such a leader. And I tell you what, I love this guy. I mean,
his set pieces were really good as well. His delivery. He hardly put a bad ball in. I wouldn't go as far as giving him a 10, but he's because I don't give half points. Is a solid 8.
Solid 8. Cool.
Yeah.
Even John Geenan Groot, now teams have worked out how to play against us, especially at home by packing up us. So it's priority to push for a creative player this window. I think why not?
If the price is right.
Why not? Just keep them coming in. Let's go on to the other side. Dan Burn, he scored a goal. Lovely finish, by the way. And I'm pleased for him. And also as well, that he defended well. And at the end of the day, he's pushed forward, supporting Willock and Joe Linton as well, the best he can. He got booked as well. And, it was a little bit harsh, but look, give us a rating out of 10 for this guy.
Oh, it's a difficult one because he had a really good game. I thought
he did.
I think that I would have normally given him an 8, but because of the goal and that dance in the dressing room afterwards, I've got to give him a 10. I mean, he took his goal really well. With just the goal, he gets a 9, but that dance in the change rooms afterward bumps it up to a 10.
Big up to I had a couple of views you, by the way, as well. Big up to Dan Burn.
And he had showed such composure to finish that off. You wouldn't expect it from a centre back that's playing at left back. I mean, he had a few headed chances that he couldn't get on target, but he finished it well. So yeah, I'm going to give him a 10.
Fabian Schär. Now, he read the game so well. I thought he had a decent game on the back. Not fancy, got on with it, does the job. Big up to Fabian Schär. How many would you give him?
Yeah, he's, again, that's a solid game. But, he's playing. Now we expect him to have a solid game, a good game every week. So, rather than I won't say go overboard, I'm going to give him an 8 because it's what we expect.
Thanks.
Rather than being above expectation, because that's what sort of 8, 9, and 10 are. If they played better than you expect, but I expect an 8 out of 10 out of Fabian Schär every week now, and we're getting it, and I think we've got it again as well.
Yeah, fair enough. How many would you give him?
8.
8. Fair enough. And his partner in crime, Sven Botman, he got booked for a clever tackle on Perez. Big up to Sven, by the way. And also as well, he plays ball out calmly from the back, defends properly. I can't add any more than that.
That guy is so good. You wouldn't think there's only 22. He is so good. Now, this may sound harsh, but I'm going to go with the same reasoning I gave Schär an 8 to give Botman an 8, because that's what I expect from him. He's superb, but he's got to the point where I've almost sort of not noticing what he does because I expect it. If you say what I mean, that you say, well, Botman's made a tackle, is clicking on the ball. Well, oh, he did it again. Oh yeah, right. Now for him to get a 9 from me now, he's got to have a sort of really outstanding game. It's not. I'm not trying to diminish how he played. It's just that is a normal Sven Botman game. It's like some players, you think, well, I think my best example is James Milner. Whenever he's played for anybody, he's always a guaranteed 7 out of 10 player. Some games he'll have an 8 out of 10, occasionally a 9. Well, Botman and Schär are both guaranteed 8 out of 10.
Fair enough.
And I'm going to stick with that, not because I don't think they are worthy of a higher grade, but that's the sort of performance I expect, and I want more to give them a higher score.
Fair dues, fair enough. And let's go on to the midfield. Fairy tale stuff from Burn. Adrian, big up to Adrian, by the way. Ayla comes to give us a 10. My hubby, Alan's watching, but he can't get on his internet. And Eileen, bless him. Look, end of the day, keep trying, and it'll come. If you miss it, then it'll be on playback. So, Eileen, I hope you're okay, and I hope your hubby's okay too. I hope you get your internet sorted out very, very soon. 10 out of 10 for both defenders. And did you email John? And that's
I can see why people give them 10 out of 10, but I'm just being harsh on my scores tonight.
Exactly. Let's go on straight to the midfield. I'm going to go with Bruno Guimaraes, and again, back to his best. He had that long range effort. One of the first half, we went past the post, but other than that, class that. And this guy, what can I say about him? Absolutely love the guy. His passing is fantastic. Now, if you're going to get top 4 or win the Carabao Cup, he has to be fit between now and the end of the year.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, I'm going to go back to what I expect a player to be. Bruno was Bruno. Bruno 8 is anybody else's 10 because he's that good. I would, from the same reasons for Botman and Schär that I gave them 8, I would have given Bruno an 8, but I'm giving a 9 because he wiped out the ref and Barnes, which is funny. But I mean, it's easy to give Bruno Botman 10 out of 10, but but it just means that when they have an out of this world game, you can't give him more than a 10. So I'm going to give him a 9. But he's basically Bruno's class. He dictates the play. He's tough as nails. He gets stuck in. And I say, got the extra point for wiping out the ref, which you don't see much in football. I mean, you almost thought that the ref was going to get up and book him, but fair play on the ref. He just got up.
Absolutely, man.
I'll give Bruno a 9, but for Schär, Botman, and Bruno, quite easily being 10, but I'm being a hard taskmaster tonight.
Fair enough. We've got swiftly on to Sean Longstaff. He's extremely, for me, I mean, he gave the ball away a couple of times, but he covered every blade of grass, and also what I like about Sean, He does the dirty work fantastically well. His engine's fantastic. The one thing he's got to improve is his finishing. That's not criticism. That is being real. He needs to improve on his finishing. That is what he needs to do. And also, he needs to stop giving the ball away cheaply.
Well, everyone gives the ball away cheaply from time to time.
That's my thing.
Yeah. I think that if he'd scored one of his chances, I'd have given him a 10. As Sean Longstaff's performances go, I think that was better than I expected. I expect a solid performance from him, so I'm actually going to give him a 9 because, again, looking at what you expect and what you get, he performed better than I expected. He got in the positions to have those chances. The first one was a bad miss, but the others were decent chances. Good save by the keeper. He covers the ground. He leads the press. He covers everyone. So yeah, I think 9 is I'll give him a 9 on that one.
9 out of 10. We're going to. Let's see who we're going to go with. We're going to go with Joe Willock. He's an unsung hero for me. This guy is up and down. I think he's back to his best, this guy. One thing I will say to him is, right, he does try too hard. I don't want him for that. But at the end of the day, he'll get goals 100%. And I tell you what, honestly, if he gets back to his best, I think the opponent needs to watch out. I think he had a good game.
Yeah, so do I. I think he's a better player than he was when he scored those, was it 7 goals, was it in 8 consecutive games? I think he's a better player now. He leads the transition. I love the way he carries the ball and how he suckers defenders in, that he's going to slow down and pass back and then accelerates away from them. He's getting decent balls in. I think he's playing a little bit better than I expected, so I'm going to give Willock a 9 as well.
Okay. For me, Joe Linton, he's my star man. He's everywhere. He's got a fantastic goal. He hit the post early in the second half. He causes havoc as well. Leads to the press. And I tell you what, he actually had Tielemans in his pocket at times. Joe Linton should be playing for Brazil, in my opinion. But at the end of the day, I thought he was my man in the match. And it's your player rating, so.
Joe Linton, I can't give him any less than a 10 for last night's performance. Thought it was superb.
Yeah.
Didn't just score, he hit the post as well. I thought that he was all over the place. It's arguable whether he's the man on the match or not, or Bruno. But yeah, I'm giving him a 10, and that's being harsh. Yeah, I thought he was superb.
Big up to Joe Linton, and rightly so. For me, I thought he was excellent, and let's be real. Let's go on to we're going to go on to Miggy Almiron. I mean, again, first half I thought he was excellent. He's pressing well, and he never gave up. And you know what it is, right? That wonderful pass as well for Joe Linton was sublime. But at the end of the day, I thought he was fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, he had another good game from Miggy. I thought he looked a bit frustrated to me. And a couple of times he got caught offside marginally. And I noticed in the last couple of games where he's been looking for that give and go with Bruno that was so effective early on in the season. And the ball's he's not getting the through ball back. And you can see he's a little bit frustrated. Didn't really have much of a real opportunity. But the ball that he played into Joe Linton was sublime. Perfect ball, perfect weight. All it needed was slamming in the back of the net, which Joe Linton did. So I'm going to give Miggy a 9. So it does make my rating for Shah, Botman, and Bruno look really bad. But I mean, I gave my reasonings for them because that's what I expect from them. They want more, they've got to give me more. But yeah.
Okay, and last one, Callum Wilson. I said earlier he looked worth the pace, but he's a trier, and he held the ball up well and did a few runs as well. I don't think he's back to his best of yet. I can't lie, because at the end of the day, once he's back to his fitness, match sharpness. We see the real Callum Wilson back. But last night, it was just an okay.
Yeah, I'll agree with you there. Never really got a sniff. He held the ball up well. He was leading the press at the front. It's a decent game, but yeah, I think I can only give him a 7.
Okay, I would have given it a 6 personally, but it's your player rating. Let's
I
go
think
to
it's
the Sun. Yeah, fair enough. It's your player rating. So there you go. Let's go to the substance bench. I mean, you're going to give Isak and ASM. Probably give him a 6 for me. It's got to be because they didn't really do much at the end of the day. I mean, Isak worked hard. ASM delivered a couple of dangerous balls in the box. One of them nearly went out for a corner into the corner flag, but I'll give them both 6 out of 10 for me. Yeah,
I'm
so
going to give them both 7 because they showed me something. Isak, so he's been out for so long, and he's not been at the club that long. Was it before Saturday he played? Was it 3? Was it 3 games or 4 games? I think it's
3 games. I
3 games, and then he's been injured for all this time, so he's still easing his way back in. But he showed his ability, some of his runs and getting through players. But he's just got to get back into the swing and get reaccustomed to the Premier League, which he'd only had a taste of. But there is a player there, and a very good one. ASM, again, he as I said, he's learning to play in the system. So he is tacking back a bit more. He's not being greedy. He's trying to play people in. Right, got one cross wrong, but everyone gets the odd ball wrong. Even Botman and Trippier misplaced balls. So I'm not going to sort of knock him for that. But he wasn't on for that long. But I thought when he was on, he was a bit of a threat. So yeah, 7 for both of them.
Cool. What about the fans?
Well, there's a bit of and I got a little bit frustrated at times, and there's a lot the spells when it wasn't quite going that you could see that, but overall they're fantastic as usual. So I'm going to give them 10 out of 10.
And go for the comments we're going. Eddie, I'm sure Wilson was supporters having a call for the recently. I think that could be why he's off the piss. Look, drained as he come off after. That's fair enough, Liz. I think you're right there.
He has been ill. They didn't say what the illness was, but he has been ill. So
fair enough. Good minutes for Isak second half season. Could be interesting if he stays fit. And Wilson, Wayne gives Wilson 7.5. He looked tired and glad he's taken off. He's resting for the Fulham game. I hope he's fully fit on Sunday. Isak gets a 6 from Wayne and ASM 6 as well. Let's go on to Eddie Howe.
Yeah, got to give him 10 out of 10.
I agree.
The way we set up, the way we played,
man,
it sort of vindicates what we did in the team selection against Sheffield Wednesday. Because at the end of the day, going to the Wednesday game, we're closer to Wembley with the Carabao Cup, and the team he put out should have beaten Wednesday. They had the chance, just couldn't put them away. But spot on with the tactics lineup. Yeah.
Fantastic. So that's the player ratings there. Leave your comments in the section down below. Give us your player ratings as well. Do you agree with Roly? Do you agree with me? And if you got your own player ratings, just leave in the comment sections down there, guys, as well. And that's going to be our match review. And I'm going to wrap it up there. And thanks for the chat to join as well. Roly, where can we find you on your socials, please?
I'm on Twitter at Pole67.
Fantastic. And I'm going to be back on at around about 9:45. I'll probably go around about between 9:45. I'll keep your eyes peeled for that. It's also 10:15 tonight, isn't it? So, and I think it's 10:15 a draw tonight because someone let us know in the chat.
Time.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to be on at 10 o'clock for the draw, or 5 to 10. 5 to 10 I'll be on for the draw and have a banter as well. Leading to the draw, you can talk about last week's game. You can talk about any game, how we're going to do. I'm probably gonna have like a phone in as well, so please come and have your say. And I'm gonna leave the link on there as well. So, guys, if you like the video, like what you see, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button as well, and like to
Don't forget to share it on your socials as well.
Yes, absolutely. And if you want to find us, it's John Sinclair TV on Facebook, Twitch, TikTok, and also on YouTube. And Instagram is John Sinclair 50 or lower cases. And if you'd like to follow us on social media, then it's John_NUFC42. But please, please, please hit that subscribe button as well. That's really important. I'll shoot back live tonight at around 5 to 10. It could be a little bit earlier than that, but Tara should send a link out as well. Thank you, Leslie, as well. Thank you so much indeed. You've been fantastic. And I need straight after the match, the draw is I'll be there raging. And thanks for your support, John and Jules. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you, Jules, and thanks to Chess as well. And until then, guys, and it's goodbye. But check us out for the Carabao semi-final cup draw. I'll be on live, and I send the link out as well. It could be about 10 to 10, 5 to 10, but I will definitely be there, guys. And until then, thank you very much indeed, and it's a goodbye.
Bye.